Well, if you want to go to Yuma, we got a unit down there with you.
Well, I don't think I can stand the heat. I'm a little too big for that.
Oh yeah, the summertime gets a little bit hot.
Yeah,
We've never been down there.
winters might be nice, but I don't think I'd even last the spring.
Oh, winters are just about like up here.
Is it? It does
Yeah.
get pretty chilly, huh?
Oh, we usually get one freeze down there in the winter.
That's
I
pretty
always,
nice.
I had a area there that I put a fence in, and I left about that much space between the fence and the cement, and I planted tomatoes in that.
Oh,
Oh God, them tomatoes in the sunshine, they just grew like,
I can imagine.
oh man.
Did you guys ever do much gardening up here?
Oh yeah, I got a
Yeah.
little garden out here.
What grows best? Because I have a heck of a time getting anything to grow.
Well, it's sure not like down south, I'll tell you that.
Well,
But
even
I
in the country.
I do pretty good with tomatoes here, but cucumbers are not too bad. But we can't get like carrots and stuff that's in the ground. That just don't grow good. That soil is, it sets up so dang high that,
Yeah.
Well, it is.
you know, there's so
soil
much
is
difference. We owned that place down there, and she had a wash machine in the house. Well, they come along one time and said, you know, our sewer system isn't set up for all these wash machines. So what you're gonna have to do, if you wanna keep that wash machine, you gotta put up a leach field. And I thought, leach field, okay? What is there, about that much space between our units? So and I said, well, sure, whatever. I guess they had it figured out. And so, well, you gotta pay for it, but we'll get somebody to do it for you. I said, all right. I thought, what are they gonna do? Well, what did they do? They went out on the north side of our house, and they dug a trench down about that wide and about that deep. And they put some perforated pipe in the bottom of it and hooked it up to the wash machine drain. I thought, well, this is gonna be interesting. And they covered it back up. And I told Charlotte, I said, now, don't wash 2 loads of clothes. I said, wash 1 load and we'll check this out. She washed a load of clothes, no water showed up. When she washed 2 loads, she washed 3 loads, no water shows up. That sand, it just goes down. Well, you couldn't do that here.
No.
No, that's right. Down there, that soil is so porous that they mark out a 40-acre field, and on the on the north side, they put perforated pipe down, and on the northeast corner of that field, they put a well down, and they irrigate that field. That water all goes down, and it goes down and gets in that perforated pipe, and then then it runs into this well, and they put a pump on that well, and that's the only pumping.
So it just self-irrigates, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's a
They
pretty
use the
good
water
idea.
Over and over.
I'm sure there's not enough water down there to really just pump it, so it's good to
Oh, there's
recycle
all
it.
kinds of water in that.
Yeah, there.
In,
Take it out of the river.
I was working at school, but then after, maybe it kept track for about 10 years, and after that it kind of.
Well, I don't know who's in elementary. I've only been out of school for 5 years. It's pretty sad.
That's why I have to buy an annual.
Well, you got that one that my sister and mom put together, and that's such a cool resource. I think it's the one right there, actually.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, that has everyone in it.
Yes, I like that one.
I kind of wish we had a hardcover like the annuals, but
Yeah.
they didn't have enough time to get that done.
The thing that, let's see, this is one that has the classes in it. Okay, I was in the class of 47, and there wasn't any picture, but I took a picture out of my annual and put in here.
Oh. Yeah, they tried to find all they could. I think they were missing some of the annuals at the school. So, but hopefully they'll redo that. I know that they're thinking about trying to redo it again.
If
'Cause I
they
think-
do, let me know.
I think next year, 2018, I think would be the 100th graduating class, I
Yeah.
think. And so Mom might make some of those up for Trey's class to do as a fundraiser, and hopefully they'll do that as a hardcover. That'd be nice.
Yeah, because, and then the picture I found would fit right in here. So I stuck it in this
Oh, I
one.
go through that and look at the names and
Oh,
people.
I use it a lot. Something happens and something happens to somebody and say, what, how old were they, what did they do?
You know, it takes away all of the arguments anymore. That's the only bad thing. Is you don't have those heated debates like, well, no, they did this and they were on this team. It's like,
Yeah.
it's right here.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, our class, it just listed our class.
Oh,
So
oh
I
yeah, you got a
found it-
picture.
I took it off of the annual,
I'll have to make sure that they redo it to make sure that they
Yeah.
get that in there.
the 47 annual.
They must not have any at the school, but I'm sure that people around town, and I think the museum would have some, so.
I wonder what they did with those. When I left them, they were all there.
Were they? Maybe they just didn't find them. They've moved the library around a few times.
Yes, and different ones, some care about it and some don't.
Yeah. So did you both go to elementary in town then, or when you guys
oh
were?
yeah, I started school and
I went the same one all year, yeah.
I wasn't sure if.
I remember my first day of school. My dad had that barber shop up there, I was telling you, you know, and just the sidewalk ended right on the other side of his, and there was a drive across. And Mother got me ready to go to school, and she took me up to the barber shop and she said to Dad, now you see that he gets down to school a certain time, you know. Well, I was up there and come time to go to school, and he was busy, so I decided to go on my own. Well, I had to walk across this drive across, and there was snow and ruts and stuff, and I fell down on my knees and got my pants wet. I don't know, with Bob Ader, I think it was, come along and helped me get across, and then he kind of led me down this sidewalk and got me going into the school yard there. And I went in. I never forget that. I was so embarrassed. Oh,
So then was elementary school? Was that all on the first floor? Because that's when there was a 2-story building, wasn't there?
yeah, it was all on the, at least the classes I went to were on the first floor.
On the school?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a picture with both schools.
Oh. That's kind of nice having them both side by side.
Yeah, they had that made, they gave me that when I quit working.
yeah.
This, I found, I've got the, I just made a copy of it, a graduation invitation for 18,
Oh wow,
19.
that's
I mentioned that when Michaela was here, we were selling the magazines or something, and I told her that I've got I just took it apart and did copies of it, but I've got the invitation too, if those kids would like to do something with
yeah.
it.
I'll definitely have to let them know. That is really cool. It's
But you-
amazing that we have people that have been so good about keeping that stuff. I mean, a lot of times you would think just throw it out or whatever, but
Oh, I don't throw things out.
no. You gotta hold on to the good stuff.
Jane drove us down to Yuma to pick up our clothes and stuff, you know.
Mhm.
And she said, how many years did you say you've been here? Well, everything that we brought home went into the van, but we took a load to the 2 places. What? Anyway, well, we still left a lot of stuff down there, but she pigeonholes everything. I said, I feel sorry for them kids when they have to come and clean this house out. Man alive.
Yeah, this is a
Oh.
yearbook. I don't know if you had,
I think I don't know if it's this exact one, but I think there's one in at the school that they got.
Well, I hope so, because I left a lot of that stuff there.
Yeah, I know they have one of them up in the moving picture
did
things
leave
they
it
do.
there? Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't looked lately.
Basketball.
That one was kind of.
Yeah, I know it's one like this. I don't know if it was the same year or not.
I think that's a 21, isn't it?
Yeah. Valley County Bank of Hinsdale, Warburg.
Yeah.
And it's weird now that you look back at some of these and the advertisements are some of the interesting things. I'm used to trying to ignore all the advertisements, but I mean, like, here's the Hinsdale Barber Shop,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Mutual Service, Rash Lumber Company. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that one is in kind of bad shape, but
Well, it's a lot better than most of them, I'm sure, because I'm sure most of them are done and gone.
well, see, we put them in the office
Mm-hmm.
when I was there, and we didn't let them get out.
There's probably a lot of stuff in that office that I've never seen.
Well, I don't know. Depends on what superintendent we had.
Yeah, and I know we've had some good ones, but it only takes one bad one in between.
You better believe it.
So did you have any troublemakers when you were in school?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
There was always some of them. And to have your own kids in school, you know, while you're working there, that's not too good, because I worked in the office and you kind of didn't want to see your kids coming down there.
Well, hopefully you being there was a little bit more incentive to stay out.
I thought, well, when Dwayne graduates, I can quit. And after he left, it was kind of nice. I didn't have any kids to think about what kind of trouble they might get into. But oh yeah, and there was always those that had to irritate everybody, like Elliot Stroman.
Boy, I can tell stories about him.
Oh, he was a character.
We had a square dance club here, and I had some square dance records, and I don't know what, they borrowed them for some reason or other, and when I got them back, this one record had a chunk out of it. I said, what the hell happened to this record? Oh, Elliot was showing off, and he bit a chunk out of the record.
You wouldn't be, Elliot would do that. His mother, she'd come down there and she'd say, oh, don't tell me, what did he do now? I can just hear, parent-teacher meeting. Oh yeah, he was one of the fun ones, and then there were some that weren't fun. Superintendents would get a little upset.
Well, she was in the school, but I had something to do with every organization in this town, except I never wanted to run for school board. and I didn't. I was commander of the American Legion. I was fire chief. I was president of the Chamber of Commerce when we had a Chamber of Commerce.
I didn't know we had one of those.
Oh
kinda
yeah.
cool. I always thought since we were never incorporated that we wouldn't have one, but
Well, that was one of the things that we wanted to do, incorporate the town. Some of the people decided we should do that. Well, we never got it done. It just, there were too many hurdles. And I now think that it was a real good thing that we didn't. Because where would we get the money to? We'd
Yeah.
have to tax the people in town. And Seiko's up against that right now. You know, they had all that money from the gas company, and so they did incorporate, and they worked good for them for quite a while. But now, I guess the gas company has moved out, and they're struggling.
wasn't there at one point an actual vote to incorporate? I've heard someone.
Here,
Yeah.
we might have brought it to a vote.
I think somebody voted on it, but it failed, and
Yeah,
Someone was telling me some story about afterwards someone went and paid for drinks at the bar. Someone was very against it.
oh yeah, there were some of them.
Well, there's the county commissioner that was against it.
Well, yeah, that was the big thing, all right. If he would have been for it, we probably would have got it done. But,
Instead of that, they named a bridge after him.
Which bridge is that?
Morris, I know.
Oh. Speaking of bridges, do you remember the old red bridge that was down
oh,
through the
yeah.
Chester place, wasn't
Oh,
it?
yeah,
Oh, yes.
that was the place to go for a picnic.
Was it?
Yeah. They had.
Well, I owned
Thursday.
that land down there that's,
The Chester place?
well, it's the land that was along the river
Okay.
down there,
Chris
after you go down the
Christensen
hill.
had it.
Okay, that chunk. Alright.
I raised some awful good alfalfa down there. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best chunks of alfalfa I've seen in the county. I mean,
That's good land down there.
until it floods, and then you have to start all over.
Yeah,
That flood sure washed a lot of that out.
yeah.
Yeah, we've been here a long time.
Well, 91 years is,
Well, the Masonic Lodge too, you
I was master of the lodge and,
when you were, in 1952, when Jane was born, you were,
I was commander of the American Legion.
Commander of American Legion.
Cause I started that, lot up there where
Oh.
they have the barbecue.
Oh, where the park?
Yeah,
Yeah, when I was elected commander, some of the older guys, old Stubbs Rudder and a couple of them guys come to me and said, all right, now you're commander, that's your property there, get to work on it. So I did. Dad had bought a little, international tractor, it was the smallest you could buy. But it had a plow, a disc plow behind it. And so I went up there and I plowed that up. And then I don't know, I borrowed something from Rosendahl that I drove around on there and smoothed it all out, you know, and then planted grass in there.
well, Hal Ofus helped too, wasn't it? I thought he was the one that helped in that 1 year.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I was thought he was. Yeah, and there was a women's club, but there was, you know, band boosters, they always used to have band boosters. And athletic and all that, but I don't think they do anymore.
Well, they still have a band boosters that has the one meal during one of the games, and they put on a meal and they raise funds for the band for music and all that. And
Do they have meetings anymore?
I don't know if they really have meetings.
Yeah, well, that was one thing we used to do.
I know they're trying to get a basketball sports boosters going now because they have the co-op. I know they've had a few meetings for that, trying to get that, because that's a new thing, having all three of these communities together.
Oh,
Because from what I've heard back, because of basketball, we weren't always on such good terms with some of these other communities.
Well, somebody said it wasn't the kids.
Mm.
It
It was
wasn't.
the adults that was having the problem.
Yeah, and I've heard that before too. Because you don't ever seem to really have problems with the kids. They seem to always be buddy-buddy, no matter who
Yeah.
they are or where
They
they're from.
date each other and go to